Assalamualaikum, myself Mohammad Yawar Sayyid, and today I'm going to talk to Maya about a topic of what's the matter. It is the phrase we use in our daily life, and we will dive into the meaning behind the question of question, which is the what's the matter, which is widely used in motivation speeches, motivational movies, or some other kind of movies, or in our daily life. So let's start.
Hey, Yawar.
Hello, Maya. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. What's been on your mind today?
Today we are going to talk about what's the matter.
Nice. What's the matter? Sounds like you're thinking about getting into something that feels pretty core to you. Are you talking about what's fundamentally wrong with the world or something more personal?
No, like I would like to ask you some questions about the phrase, which is what's the matter.
Perfect. What's the first thing you're curious about?
First thing is obviously what does what's the matter mean?
Basically, it's a way of asking what's wrong with someone. Like you're noticing they seem off, maybe upset or not themselves, and you're checking in. It's similar to what's wrong or what's bothering you, but it's got this slightly warmer feel to it, like you're genuinely concerned. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So, where did the phrase originate?
Good question. It's surprisingly old, traced back to Middle English around the 1400s. Matter back then didn't mean stuff or subject like it does now. It meant state or condition. So, literally, what's the matter was like, what's your current state or what's the state of things with you? Pretty different than how we use it now, huh?
Okay, so is it a formal or informal expression?
Definitely informal. It's not something you drop into a formal presentation or a business meeting. Much more natural in casual conversations with friends, family, or people you know pretty well. What makes you ask?
When do people usually say what's the matter?
Usually when they notice a change in someone's demeanor. Someone seems down, quiet, maybe frustrated. You can tell something's up, but they're not offering information. It's often used when you can see they're struggling or not themselves, but they haven't said anything yet. Think comforting someone who looks sad or confused. That's usually when you'd hear it.
So, can it express concerns?
Absolutely. It's definitely rooted in concern and empathy. And when you ask what's the matter, you're basically saying, I see something's off with you and I care enough to find out what's going on. Even the tone can change the whole meaning. You can sound genuinely worried or just casually curious if it's said in the right way.
Can it sound annoyed depending on tone?
Yeah, absolutely. Tone makes a huge difference. You can say it with genuine concern, or you can say it with a bit of edge if someone's, clearly being difficult or dramatic. Like if someone's being quiet and sulking, you might say it with a little irritation. You're still asking what's wrong, but it's less warm and more like, okay, what now? It really depends on how you deliver it.
How does body language affect its meaning?
Body language matters a ton. If you're leaning in, making eye contact, maybe putting a hand on someone's arm, it's almost entirely concern and empathy. But if you're crossing your arms, rolling your eyes, or turning away, what's the matter? Can come across as annoyance or impatience. That nonverbal stuff tells you the real meaning far more than the words themselves.
Is it used more in spoken English?
Yeah, much more common in spoken English. And you'll hear it all the time in conversation. It's very natural, but it feels a little out of place in formal writing or emails. You'd be way more likely to write, "What's wrong?" or "Is something the matter?" in an email. That conversational feel makes it feel awkward in more professional settings.
Can it show empathy?
Yeah, it absolutely can. Um, Depending on how you say it. Soft voice, warm tone, it's totally empathetic. It shows someone you've noticed they're not okay and you actually care about what's going on with them. That's what makes it feel so personal and caring in the right moment.
How is it different from what's wrong?
Mm, that's a good question. They both want to know what's bothering someone, but what's the matter feels softer, more gentle. What's wrong can sound a little more direct or demanding, while what's the matter suggests you're noticing something's off and offering support. It has this warm human touch that what's wrong doesn't quite capture in the same way.
Can children easily understand this phrase?
Most kids pick it up pretty early, probably by around age 4 or 5. It's in those everyday conversations parents have when their kid's clearly upset, but not saying, "What's going on? What's the matter, sweetie?" It's simple enough for them to grasp the meaning pretty quickly in context.
Okay. How does context change its impact?
Huge difference. Like we talked about, tone and body language already change things, but the situation matters too. If you're holding a friend who's crying, "What's the matter?" is pure comfort. If you're dealing with someone who's consistently creating drama, it can become more like, "Oh no, what now?" That history between you and the person completely shapes how it's heard. Make sense?
Can it be used sarcastically?
Definitely. People absolutely use it sarcastically. Think of someone being overly dramatic about something small, you might roll your eyes and say, "Oh, what's the matter now?" It's a way to poke fun at someone who's making a big deal out of nothing. The sarcasm comes through in the tone and the delivery, of course.
Can it help start an important conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. When you see someone who's hurting or withdrawn, that's often how important conversations start. Someone notices and asks, "What's the matter?" It creates space for them to open up about tough stuff because it shows you've noticed them and you care enough to ask. A lot of deep connection comes from those "what's the matter" moments.
Is it common in movies and TV shows?
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere. Anytime you see someone checking in on a friend who's down or comforting a character after something happens, "What's the matter?" is a go to line. It's such a natural part of how we talk to each other that writers use it all the time, probably because it comes across so authentically on screen.
Is it considered polite?
Overall, yeah, it's generally considered polite because you're showing care and concern for someone, noticing they're not doing well. But it can come across as impolite if you're using it sarcastically or if you say it in a way that's dismissive or impatient. Politeness really comes down to the tone and how genuinely you're trying to help.
Okay, so how do different cultures express concern?
That's where it gets really interesting. Some languages don't have a direct translation for "what's the matter." In Japanese, you might hear "nani ka okota," which means "did something happen?" or "nani ga nai no," meaning "is nothing wrong?" Like asking if something isn't wrong and implying something must be off. Spanish might be "qué te pasa?" literally, "what's happening with you?" or "qué tienes?" which means "what do you have?" But you mean "what's wrong?" So different cultures find different ways to ask what's wrong, but the underlying concern is universal.
So can it reduce misunderstandings?
Hmm, maybe indirectly. If someone's clearly upset but not saying what's wrong, asking what's the matter, gives them a simple opening to talk about it, reduces the awkwardness of having to start from scratch. But if the core issue is actually complex or someone's avoiding talking about it, asking that might not be enough to fix real misunderstandings. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, absolutely, it makes sense. Is it universally understood?
Universally understood? Not exactly. The phrase itself, what's the matter, is pretty English specific, but the sentiment behind it, noticing someone's off and wanting to know what's wrong, that's universal. Every culture has some way of showing care and checking in when someone's struggling, even if the exact words are different. Like we talked about with other languages, there's always a way to show that human connection.
Okay. What would conversations be like without carrying questions?
It'd be so much colder, honestly. If no one ever asks what's wrong or showed concern for each other, relationships would be pretty shallow. A lot of real human connection comes from those check ins. They give someone permission to be vulnerable and share what's going on. Without them, conversations would probably stay on surface level stuff and people would feel a lot more alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Maya. You gave a lot of good answers. Thank you for your time. That would be all for now.
You're very welcome, Yawar. Glad I could help. Catch you later.
So, viewers, this that was all. Thank you very much for watching. This is Yawar signing off.